Okay, you're at Auto Sports Fox Chapel location, and we're going to present today a 1966 Ford Fairlane GT. Not just a regular Fairlane, this guy's a real GT. And guess what? 3 pedals. Pretty neat car. Okay, going over the front end of it, it is absolutely a show quality car. The paint, the fit, the finish, everything on it depicts it as a absolute show quality car. This, which is normally anodized aluminum, someone has taken the time to make this polished and then chrome plated it. So everything that was anodized is now chrome plated in the front. Of course, the front bumper, the chrome is flawless on it. You can see that. The alignment is fine on it. Hood has a nice deep luster to it. There's no indication of any marks in it whatsoever. It has the GT designation with the 390 on the sides of the scoops. The alignment down the sides up to the windshield and cowl area on both sides, spot on, which you'll be able to see from the still photography that Anthony's going to show you. Going down the driver's side, set of 15-inch Magnums on it, which is the choice of pretty much everybody, whether it's a Ford, a Mopar, or whatever. BFG radials, which is everyone's choice of a tire to put on here. The fenders, nice sharp edges on them, so you know they're not filled in with putty or anything like that. They appear to have the correct arms on the wipers. Definitely a more modern blade, though. It has the correct wiper arms. These are supposed to be an origin color. Someone has determined that it would be a little bit better in black. 2 little tiny marks here, and I'm showing them to you, but I'm telling you, you're never going to see them in the photography. But if you get them in the right light, you can see 2 little tiny marks there. Don't have an indication of what would have caused them, but it didn't break the paint. Just a couple of little tiny indentures. Obviously, it's inspected. The windshield is faded on the top. It's tinted glass windshield on it. Tinted side mirror or side vents. GT designation on the left front fender. And look at the gaps on this guy. It's just as nice as can possibly be. The polish around the trim on the windshield enclosure is just as sharp as can be. There is no deterioration whatsoever on this wing area. And these things are usually suspect of some, we'll call it patina, pits in the chrome. This one doesn't have any, absolutely none. Correct mirror for the year for 1966. The wipes, whiskers, they're not brand new, but I'd say they've been replaced some time of its life. Wipes and whiskers are absolutely perfect on this car. Door handle, there's no deterioration. Patina, again, on the chrome, there is none. Look at that gap, just as nice and sharp as can be, and it lines up with the quarter panel, precise, absolutely as nice as can be. We're going to go around and do the car with the doors open and the hood open, and we'll show you the engine, trunk, everything else. And you'll see the top does function as it should. The top is brand new. It's black. It does have a boot on it. We're not going to tear it apart and show you right now and eat up a lot of time, but you'll see it in the photography that it does function as it should. Quarter panel going up to the door. Laser straight. You can't ask for a better fit and finish from the front fender to the door to the quarter panel. And again, sharp edges. They're rolled up some, so somebody at some point of its life put some serious tires on this guy and didn't want to catch them on the sides of the quarter panel, so they rolled it up in, but it's there, and up in there the edge is sharp, just the way it should be. Fairlane as it should be on the quarter panel. Going down, you can feel the drop downs where they're spot welded to the quarter panel. So everything on here appears to be original tin. And we did look in the trunk, and it doesn't appear to have had quarters or any paint or any parts replaced on this car structurally. Yeah, down the side of this car is just as straight as can possibly be. Anthony, shoot down across there. You can see how straight the car is and how the alignment is for the door. The whole way from the top of the door to the bottom, both on the front of the door and on the back where it contacts the rocker panels and the quarter panel. Just as straight and perfect a fitment as you could ever hope to find. Okay. Going around the back, the same as we experienced up front. This is all finely chromed, beautiful, restored taillight bezels around it, back bumper the same as it was in the front. Absolutely no deteriorated chrome whatsoever. The alignment it's a little bit further in here than it is here, but certainly nothing that would dictate that you'd have to adjust the bumper. I guess if it was an issue, you would, but you're going to really have to really look to see the difference on it. Fairlane GT designation on the back of the deck lid. Same thing on this side as the other side, the bezel that goes around the taillight, which, by the way, both taillight lenses are crystal clear and nice and shiny yet, red just the way they should be, and backup lights the same way. Car shows to be very, very, very well put together. Driver's side, we're going to do the same as the passenger side. Let me check. Yeah, same thing. You can fill the spot welds. You can fill where the drop downs in the trunk meet the rolls in the quarter panel. So I'm going to say that this thing's never had any type of trauma whatsoever, and everything still has all the originality that it had when it was new. So same thing on this side. Somebody, like I'm saying, is probably put through the years some larger rubber on this car, and that's why they rolled those up in, so that the side, obviously they gave them more room for the tires they put in the back, which, by the way, these are a lot bigger than ever came on this car in 1966. Door handle on this side, same as it was on the other side. The doors open and close just like they should. The gap is the same as it was on the other side, front and rear. And you can see that the alignment is just as nice and straight as could be. Someone spent a lot of time putting this guy back together the way it should be. It's a fantastic car. Same thing on this wing here. Nice and shiny. There's no deterioration. Window glass, we're going to show you outside when we do an outside video. Shows you a little bit better. In the sunlight, you'll be able to see it better than here inside the garage. The correct style swept back antenna with the correct rectangular base that they had in 1966. GT designation in the right front fender bottom, and same thing on this one, nice sharp tin. We're back where we started again. This car is a very, very nice car. 1966 was the first year for the GT model that they came out with. 66 and 67 were both basically the same car with a few little different pieces. You know, the scoops were a little different. The 66 was actually, I think, a little prettier car than the 67. Engines were the same. They were both 390s. They had a little over 300 horsepower. I don't remember if it was 315 or something similar to that, maybe 330. They came with a Autolite 4-barrel carburetor on a cast iron intake manifold. Some pretty high-flowing exhaust manifolds they threw on these guys too back in that era. So it's a nice performance vehicle for 1966 in probably the best condition that you could ever hope to find one, ever. And you're looking at it here at Fox Chapel in Pennsylvania. We're going to open the hood, show you the engine, and go over it for you. And then we're going to do the same thing with the trunk and then do everything open outside for you. You can see everything a little bit higher resolution. Okay, it is 390. These things didn't have VIN numbers on them in 66. Ford didn't do that. They didn't start that, I believe, until late 68. Of course, all 69s and 70s have them. And then on an FE motor, they would be on the back of the block right below the cylinder head. Almost impossible to see, but that's where they put the numbers before the motors, of course, were installed. This guy still has the original cast iron intake manifold on it, and it has Holley 4-barrel on it as opposed to the Autolite, which is a definite upgrade from what the Autolite was. It does have power steering. It has power disc brakes in the front. Looks as though it has a new master cylinder on it for it, dual stage, which is really a good thing to have. Correct radiator belongs in it. I don't see any place on the front end of this that it has suffered any type of trauma through the years. The original horns are still in place on the car. New alternator. There's no leaks whatsoever on this motor. I mean, absolutely none. Zero. Appears to have been completely reconditioned. New shocks, the shock towers, the inner fender panels in here, the front skirting and everything is undisrupted, and it's just as sweet and clean as can possibly be. You can't find a much nicer car than this. If you're in the market for a Ford Fairlane GT, this is your guy. This is a very, very nice looking car. Of course, underneath the hood, everything is correct the way it should be for 1966. Nobody's put any headers on it or aluminum intakes or done anything crazy with it. It does have the original cast iron manifolds on it, still retains them. It's just a wonderful car. We're going to take it for a ride and show you, give you an idea at least how it runs. And then we'll walk around it and show you everything that we can outside in the sunlight. We do have a sunny day here today, so we're going to do as much as we can for the next few weeks to get everything up and present it to you so that you have the opportunity to buy it for yourself, and you'll have a new toy for the rest of the summer. You want to do a trunk? Yeah. Okay.
You want to do the interior inside or outside? You want to do the interior inside or outside?
I was thinking we should do it out there. You can't see shit with a black interior in here. So you want to do the trunk right now, we'll do that. Make sure you get them a good picture of this tag here. See, that shows you. When you see a number at the end here without a letter on it, that tells you that's an open rear end on these cars. And I don't really follow the color codes, you know. I mean, there's too many colors to look at, so. Okay, we just opened up the rear bonnet here, and there's a brand new BFG tire in it, 235 to match the other ones, and a brand new 15x7 Magnum wheel for it. So we got the original jack with it and jack handle. Someone has put, instead of the material that causes all the condensation and rots the hell out of all the trunks, someone was wise enough to put some carpeting in this and did a nice job cutting and fitting it. And looking at the inside of the quarter panels is all original, and the trunk floor itself, I'm going to tear this up, I hate to do that, but you can see the tank, all your structural pieces in the trunk are all original yet. I think that's the original cardboard that came with this car yet too, now that I look at it. But it's a nice car. This thing is put together very well. It's nice representation. 66 Fairlane GT. Take a look at it. Fox Chapel Autosport. Okay, we're going to take this guy for a ride. I'd love to lay into this thing really hard, but I got to use a little discretion because we're at Fox Chapel in a residential area. So, I mean, I got to use some discretion on what we do. So at least we'll show you the car runs and drives and shifts and stops, and it does everything it's supposed to. So here we go. You can hear the car started right up. There was no issues with it. It sits here in idles, and we just got done doing a video. The car's been sitting here for quite some time now, cold, so we'll let it warm up just a hair before we take off. Horn works. Power steering obviously works. We have an aftermarket gauge under here. Water temperature, which right now isn't there. There isn't any. We just started it. But you can see all the anodized pieces of the dashboard are just the way they should be. Nice as can be. Padded dash, all the chrome inside. Everything on this car is as it should be. No cracks or marks in the steering wheel. Fairlane GT designation. It has a more modern, instead of the rabbit ear shifter in it, it has the more modern Hurst flat shifter in it, which is an upgrade. Hurst had a pretty nice shifter back then. So, oh, radio. Let's see if that works. Can you believe that? Old Ford AM FM radio still works. Whoa, is it bright out here? You'll be able to see every little tiny minute thing in this car once we bring it back. We'll open the doors up and show you everything on the interior. But clutch works fine, no issues. Car's smooth as can be. Shifts are real nice, at least into second. I'm going to go a little faster here because we can't go that fast anyway. Third, and goes into fourth. And then back into third. It's a nice running car. It goes down the road straight. No hands. We got to make a left up here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there we go. Turn signals functioning as they should. At least the left one is. We'll try the right one as soon as I get underneath here. You can see if it works. Yep, right one's blinking away. Speedometer's working. Okay, we're good. Yep. Give it a little squirt here. Car runs just like it should, pulls like a champ. Power brakes work perfect. They don't pull at all. This is a nice car. Anybody that gets this thing is going to be very happy with it. Again, we're trying to show you everything, absolutely everything on this car that we can in a given period of time, because we don't want you to have any surprises. When this car arrives in your driveway, we want you to know exactly what you bought, and it's going to have to be exactly what we told you it was. And it is. You can't find a much nicer car than this. And I know it sounds repetitive, but you know what? Almost everything we have, we always try to put to the very top of what you could expect out of that car. You know, it's a fantastic car. You want to listen to the exhaust, Anthony? I'll crack it.
With your microphone.
You can't hear it. Okay.
Emergency brake works.
It does?
Yep.
And it does have a complement of seat belts in it also. It has front and rear seat belts in it. Again, you can see the dashboard, the seating, everything the way it is. Look at this chrome trim around your bucket seats. I mean, it is absolutely, well, it's nicer than it was when it was new in 1966. The whole interior of the car is that way. All your cranks for the windows, and everything works as it should. You know, you can see the windows go up and down. I'll show you that. I'm not going to go through the whole cycle, but I'm going to show you that they work. You get this side over here. See, the window goes up, window goes down. There you have it, 1966 Fairlane. You just can't find a nicer one than this. And it has a drop top on it too, convertible. Great for the summertime. I mean, everything on this car is just the way it should be. If you really want to pick with originality. It's got the wrong wiper blades on it. Change them if you don't like them. It's a really nice car. We just went over everything for you and showed you absolutely everything that we could on this vehicle to show you exactly what you're buying. Exactly. Now, if you have any other questions or want any specific photography of a certain area, a certain place, give us a call. We'll do it for you and send it right over to you. But it's a nice car. Whoever buys this is going to have a lot of fun with it. It's a really great car.